Countless years ago, a promise echoed from the heavens. It was spoken to a man named Abraham. This was not just any promise, but a covenant that would shape history forever. God told Abraham that his descendants would become a great nation, a people chosen to carry light to the world. From that single promise came 12 lineages, 12 tribes, each carrying a purpose that stretched beyond time itself. But history is not kind. These tribes, once united, would later scatter across lands, lost to wars, exile, and the passage of time. Yet their names still echo today, whispered in prophecy and remembered by God. Who were these 12 tribes? Why were they chosen? And what mystery still surrounds their fate? The story begins with Abraham, a man who heard the voice of God calling him to leave everything behind. God told him, "Leave your land, your family, and your father's house, and go to a land I will show you." And Abraham obeyed. Though old and childless, he believed the promise that his descendants would be as countless as the stars. Against all odds, his wife Sarah gave birth to Isaac, the child of promise. Isaac grew and became the father of Jacob. Jacob's story was one of struggle and destiny. One night, he wrestled with an angel until morning. And when the angel saw that Jacob would not give up, he blessed him and changed his name to Israel, saying, "You have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed." From that moment, the name Israel was born. It was no longer just a name. It became a people, a nation, and a divine mission. Jacob had 12 sons, and from them came the 12 tribes of Israel. Each son carried a prophecy, a future written by God himself. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Joseph, and Benjamin. They were not just brothers, they were the foundation of a divine nation. But even among chosen men, jealousy grew. Joseph, Jacob's favorite son, had dreams that his brothers would one day bow to him. Out of envy, they sold him into slavery. But what they meant for evil, God used for good. Joseph was taken to Egypt, where he rose from a prisoner to a ruler after interpreting Pharaoh's dreams. When famine struck the land, his brothers came to Egypt seeking food. There they bowed before Joseph, fulfilling his dream. Instead of revenge, Joseph forgave them and brought his family to Egypt. The 12 tribes were united again, and the promise seemed alive. But time passed, and a new Pharaoh arose who knew nothing of Joseph. The Israelites became slaves in Egypt for hundreds of years. Yet God had not forgotten his people. From the burning bush, he called Moses to deliver them. Through plagues, miracles, and the parting of the Red Sea, the children of Israel were set free. In the wilderness, God gave them the 10 Commandments and formed them into a nation. But the journey was long, and many doubted. Only 2 of that generation entered the promised land, Joshua from the tribe of Ephraim and Caleb from Judah. Under Joshua's leadership, the Israelites conquered Canaan, and the land was divided among the 12 tribes. Levi, chosen for the priesthood, received no land but served in the temple. Joseph's sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, were each given a portion, keeping the number 12 complete. The tribes settled and grew, but unity slowly faded. Reuben lost his birthright for dishonoring his father. Simeon and Levi's anger brought them curses, though Levi's line would later become priests of the temple. Judah was blessed to lead, and from his line would come kings, including David and eventually the promised Messiah, Jesus Christ. Yet, not all tribes remained faithful. Dan turned to idolatry and would later disappear from the list of tribes in the book of Revelation. The others faced their own trials. Some prospered, others fell to sin and disobedience. Over time, their faith weakened. Israel demanded a king, and God allowed it. Saul from the tribe of Benjamin became the first, but his pride led to his downfall. Then came David, a shepherd from Judah, who united the tribes under one kingdom. His son Solomon brought wealth and wisdom, but after his death, the kingdom split in 2. 10 tribes followed Jeroboam and became the northern kingdom of Israel. Judah and Benjamin remained loyal to David's line, forming the southern kingdom of Judah. But the northern kingdom turned from God, worshipping idols and false gods. Prophets like Elijah, Amos, and Hosea warned them, but they refused to listen. In 722 BC, the Assyrians invaded and destroyed the northern kingdom. The 10 tribes were taken captive, scattered across foreign lands, never to return. They became the lost tribes of Israel. Only Judah and Benjamin remained, later taken to Babylon but eventually returning to rebuild Jerusalem. The 10 lost tribes vanished from history, but not from God's memory. Prophets like Ezekiel spoke of a future restoration when God would reunite Judah and Israel. In his vision of the Valley of Dry Bones, God said, "These bones are the whole house of Israel. I will bring them back to their land and make them one nation again." And in Revelation, the tribes reappear, 12,000 sealed from each, chosen for the end times. Yet even here, Dan is missing, replaced by Joseph, a mystery that still stirs debate among scholars and believers. The story of the 12 tribes is more than ancient history. It is a message of faith, disobedience, judgment, and restoration. Though scattered and forgotten by men, they remain in God's plan. Some believe their descendants live among nations today, unaware of the promise their blood carries. Others believe they will be revealed at the end of time, when the Messiah returns. The tribes of Israel are not just part of the past. They are a prophecy unfolding in the present. From Abraham's promise to Revelation's fulfillment, their story reminds us that God never forgets his word. What began with 12 sons will end with a restored people, united under one King, Jesus Christ. The world may forget names and nations, but God does not. His promises remain, unbroken, eternal, and soon to be fulfilled.